On January 23, 1935, I was born in Harlem, New York. Growing up, I lived in a housing project, and I attended Stuyvesant High School and graduated from Hamilton College with a BA degree in philosophy. I then went on to get my master's degree at Harvard University in 1958, and I taught at Horace Mann School in the Bronx. I didn't have any interest in the civil rights movement at first, but after I met with Ella Baker, I became inspired to join the movement. The many sit-ins and passionate fights in the South for civil rights also pushed me into wanting to become involved. My first civil rights involvement was with the SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, where I organized a march that promoted integrated education in Atlanta. Shortly after that, in 1960, I joined SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. I was the director of the Mississippi Project in 1961. I traveled to Pike County and Emite County and tried to register black voters. In 1962, I became the strategic coordinator and project director of the Council of Federated Organizations, or COFO, in Mississippi. My leadership in the civil rights movement became most noticeable with my involvement in the Freedom Summer. During the summer of 1963, I helped organize and lead a voter registration movement in Mississippi. My leadership was grassroots and community-based. I intended to be more in the background by avoiding publicity. I was a calm leader and kept the groups of workers focused through the many hardships they endured while volunteering. In the groups of workers, there were lots of tension between the black and white volunteers, but my leadership helped ease those tensions. During the summer, we helped prepare local leaders to be able to continue the voter registration struggle after we left. I told those community leaders that leadership is there in the people. You don't have to worry about where your leaders are or how are we going to get some leaders. The leadership is there. If you go out and work with your people, then the leadership will emerge. While in Mississippi, I also helped form the Mississippi Democratic Freedom Party. I met with future Vice President Hubert Humphrey to negotiate getting full recognition for that party. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. called my leadership and contribution to the freedom struggle in America an inspiration. I resigned from COFO in late 1964 because my role in the organization had become too strong, too central, so that people who did not need to began to lean on me, to use me as a crutch. I also decided to leave SNCC as it started to embrace Black Power. In 1966, as I cut off all my relations to Whitey, even my former and fellow SNCC activists. Soon after, I became vocal about being anti-Vietnam and fled to Canada to escape the draft. Then, in 1968, I moved to Tanzania and taught math, but I returned to the United States in 1976 to get my PhD from Harvard. I taught public high school math in Jackson, Mississippi, and also Miami, Florida, after receiving my degree. My time in the public school system led me to see how minorities were not getting a full education in math. Because of this, I created the Algebra Project, which was devoted to improving minority education in math. It has reached students in over 10 states and helps about 10,000 students a year. Currently, I am still teaching math in public schools and am continuing my work with the Algebra Project.